My Path to Druidry by Enderiel Ilicalial. Diary begun on February 26, 2022 of the Common Era. What is the most precious and the most valuable thing in the universe? Life. For without life there would be nothing to measure any meaning. Hence, life itself is the most basic and important value. As far as we humans know to this day, our planet Earth is the only one to host life in an endless, lifeless cosmos. Among all the stars and planets, as far as our abilities have reached, only on Earth life came to be. Well, that happened, after all we know today. So in a cosmos hostile to life everywhere else, life is the most rare thing, and hence because of this too, life is the highest value before all other things. Now what is a druid? Alas, we do not know, for in time of human history as ever so often, our forces of death had triumphed over life. And almost all what they stood for we do not know. So druid since then has become a vacant term, and only few sketchy guesses could have been made. In these days where war and the powers of death and annihilation again raised their sinister head, I decided to begin this journal of my personal quest to find an answer to the question, not what were the druids, but what should or could a druid be in the future. For if life is the most basic and precious thing in the cosmos, it seems to me that the most worthy definition of what a druid is and should be, a guardian of life. Life in all its forms and manifestations without judgment and differentiation, where a small flower or the tiny ant is as valuable to him as the greatest artist, statesman, or inventor of man. For one life cannot be measured in worth against another. Each single one is infinitely precious in itself. Nature and culture. Now, as human beings, we are not solely beings of nature, though it is our Mother Earth from where we came and the great network of life, of which we are part of, but we are also creative. We are creators of things. We are not simple life forms which exist solely to reproduce ourselves, but we desire to create things of meaning. Things which to enrich our lives and that of others, both by art and by inventions. I think that the forces of life brought forth sentient beings in order so that life might reflect about itself and not merely exist. Otherwise we would not be here, for nature does not err. And from this springs the second value, that is wisdom. For we, being sentient, can create both things uplifting to life, but also deadly and destructive. Our zeal is sometimes infinite, people losing balance, getting out of touch with life, desire all for themselves, and to balance these dangers of our sentience we need to learn and teach wisdom. But then, what is wisdom? Now this is murky territory, for who can with finality say what is wisdom? The beginning of all wisdom lies in asking questions, not in blindly taking anything for granted, and to admit to yourselves how many things you will never know for certain. It seems that this may imply the third value of a druid, humility. The druid knows how much he does not know, and that he is just one life among a myriad of others. But beware that humility does not become a false gesture or even something where you brag about your humility, but nurture a peaceful mindset, cheerful and open-minded clearness and simplicity even. And this leads to the fourth value of the Druid, honesty. Truth has a right to be said, for only on a path where we seek to be honest with ourselves, and not remain in comfortable lies, deceiving both us and others, can we grow spiritually and truly make the best of the life given unto us. We honor that gift of life, hence by valuing all life, by seeking wisdom to navigate through life, by humility in the face of how vast the cosmos is in relation to us, and by walking the path of life honestly, seeking truth. The importance of balance. In observing both life as well as human history, both in the individuals and in the great circles of mankind, I came to find one principle of central value, which is less a virtue in any sense, like the first four, but a cosmic law or principle. Why is it so important to differ between them? Well, a virtue you can break, a principle you cannot. Let me try to illustrate that. You can act against life and kill. You can remain foolish, boast false claims about yourself and deceive yourself throughout your life. It may or may not have repercussions on you in this life, but you cannot violate balance without repercussions, since it is a cosmic law, similar like gravity is a law of physics. If you lie, you may get away with it. Same if you murder, at least in this world. But if you jump out of the window, you will invariably fall down. The same is the case with balance. If you ignore and violate it, the backlash is unavoidable. And that has severe repercussions on the relation of humanity with nature, with life whose guardians the Druids are. Hence, a Druid is also a guardian of balance, for only within this balance life can exist and prosper. Balance has two aspects, change and exchange. Both are important elements of life. First, for without change life would stagnate and wither. And second, since all life is connected in what I call the green, all life forms live in constant exchange. There is harmony and there is struggle, order and chaos, and both need to be in balance for life to prosper. Harmony is life in mutual benefit. Struggle of life is life competing to improve, and it remains an important lesson of nature that all life exists only through devouring another. That is the great truth and paradox of life. For even a vegan lives by devouring another life. Such is nature. But in order to preserve balance, we come back to the aspect of exchange. Give and take must be in natural balance. Or, as it has been said, in order to achieve anything, something of equal value must be sacrificed. This rule interlocks the aspects of change and exchange, and this too is what the Druid is guardian of. Balance. For balance enables and nurtures life, and where balance is violated or lost, life is in danger.